I would rather read one book in 3 months and change my life rather than reading 12 books in 3 months and just feel good about it. If you have decided to read more books in your life, well, first of all, congratulations, because that is a great thing. Because we are living in a world of rapid change, and the only way in which we can keep up with the changes is to keep learning new things. That's the reason why lifelong learning is a great thing. But the thing is, when people focus on lifelong learning, most of the time their goal seems to be more to do with the frequency of learning. That's the reason why you will hear people say, hey, my goal is I want to read 10 pages every day. That's a frequency goal. I want to read one book every month. That's a frequency goal. I want to read one book every week. That is a frequency goal. So I want you to move away from the frequency to focus more on the comprehension and depth. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the 3 simple steps of how you can make the most from your reading sessions. So number 1 is learn with a purpose. Number 2, learn often. And number 3, learn deeper. Now, most of the time, people are focusing so much on the learn often part. Now, we need to do something before you learn often, which is learn with purpose. And we need to do something after we learn often, and that is to learn deeper. So let's go with these 3 steps. So number 1 is learn with a purpose. Don't read books just for the sake of reading books. Do not read books to brag to your friends how many books that you have read. And do not read books just to feel good. Rather, read books with a purpose. Now, the best way to do that is think about what is it that you want to achieve this year or in the next few months, and what is your goal that you really want to achieve. And then choose the books that actually will help you to achieve the goal, so that way you will have a purpose. So you're actually doing 2 things at the same time. Number 1, you're actually getting into the reading habit. Number 2, you're actually getting closer to achieving your goal. So that is learning with a purpose. Number 2 is to learn often. And for this, the best thing you can do is to look at your calendar and look at all the activities that you have to do in a week, and then realistically decide how much amount of time I must allocate for reading. Now, if your time allocation for reading is not realistic, what happens is the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, you can read a lot, and then you have to skip reading because other work gets in the way, and then you lose the momentum. And once you lose the momentum, it becomes so difficult to get back into reading again. So my suggestion is to have either a daily goal for reading or a weekly goal for reading. If you're working on a short-term goal, a goal that you want to achieve in the next 60 days or 90 days, then you might want to have a daily goal as to how many minutes I want to read every day. But if you're working on a long-term goal, things that you want to achieve over the next 1 year, then you might want to have a weekly goal. In this entire week, how much time I must allocate for reading. So that's the best way to learn often. And now the last step is a very important step, and that is step number 3, learn deeper. Now, the problem is that many people, they read, and a lot of people tell me that, Nishant, I can learn everything fast, but the problem is I also forget everything fast. Now, how many times happens to you that someone comes to you and tells you, hey, read this book, this is a great book, you'll love this book, and then you go, okay, what's the name of the book? And the other person will tell you the name of the book, and then you ask them, so what did you learn from this book? And they're not able to articulate, except the fact that they'll tell you, hey, this is a great book, you will love it. Well, if you are reading something and if you're not able to articulate what are the key messages of that book, well, then that is not learning deeper. And there are a lot of things that you could do to learn deeper. In fact, I have a video here that you can actually watch where I actually go through 3 ways of how you can learn anything deeper. Now, just for this video, let me explain to you one of the most effective ways to learn deeper, and that is to teach. So after you learn, spend some time in going through what is it that you've learned, and then teach it to someone else, because probably you heard this before. The best way to master something, the best way to learn something is to teach it to someone else. So you can either teach it, share it, or discuss it, and that's the best way in which you can go deeper. So make sure that you're not only learning with a purpose, learning often, but also you learn deeper. So you have to understand, you have to comprehend, and most importantly, implement what is it that you have learned into your life. My favorite concept is input and output. Now, input is what you learn, and output is what you do with what you learn. So reading or learning is only the first step to get great results. The next step is the output, what you do with what you learn. See, if you focus too much on learning often, what happens is you get busy with learning, and the danger is sometimes you get a false illusion of progress, because we keep on learning, and we think we're progressing, but progress comes from implementation and not just from input. Remember, input gets you on the path, output is what gets you to the destination. That is the reason why I say having a goal such as I want to read a book a week may not be always helpful. I would rather, like I said, read one book in 3 months or one book rather in 6 months and totally change my life than read 10 books just to feel good in the same period of time. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, click on the red subscribe button and click on the bell notification. So every time I post a new video, you get a notification. And most importantly, if you think this video can benefit people from your network, people from your groups, please do share it with them.